It's really early in the morning. I'm sleepless. I've been here 2 years and I shouldn't have come back. PTSD is compound when the things repeat and repeat and no justice. Where's no justice? Ontario. These bad governments that we've had in Canada, like Stephen Harper, Mike Harris, Doug Ford, they've deleted law. So a man doesn't feel safe. And at my neurons, this is a part of PTSD. They affect people around me. And all these things are playing through all my life. Now, I've come to the point of equanimity, but I can't live here. I'm going to go to Ottawa and seek asylum to Australia. This is probably ancestral trauma. Australia's healed that. They healed We Are Sorry 2010. I'm a part of that lost generation. My grandmother was. Had an affair with an Aboriginal and taken away with my mother. So that's the start. I think we manifest things as we go through traumatic events, and parents do. She goes up to Port Darwin, is in the air raid. The Zero comes in, hits her. They flatten Darwin. I don't hate Japanese. I've made amends, but they cannot take lawlessness and haters. There's not much I can do about it. That's the frustration. But I'm sitting there and I just said the one word bitch. I didn't know I was saying it. Do I have hatred towards women? I was sexually molested when I was a little boy. My parents looked and watched this drunken woman molesting me. I was just a little boy. My relationships have been sexually dysfunctional with women. And I shouldn't feel sexually dirty. And then I listened to this man. I drove taxi. That was the worst thing I've ever done. I'm listening to people with their they abuse children. And they can't tell anybody, so they tell me and I just absorb it. Another story. I'm trying to escape the horse abuse and horse racing. So I go to equestrian. And I see a woman so egoic saying horses are stupid. She's just ripping the bit out of that horse's mouth. So I went down and I was cursing today. The noise is just getting to me. Cars. Dog was run over by a car. It's just playing over and over and not slowing down. I go out there, this man's trying to cross the highway. They won't slow down. He's in a wheelchair. So I was thinking of my little puppy being run over. It's playing over. Why can't you let it go? Because it's stuck there like a movie reel. It's the... And this guy here, conservative, he wouldn't help me get back on my feet. I got natural therapy. Because they're killing me with psychiatry. They misdiagnosed me. It's compound PTSD and it's worse now. So I come back here. I got no credit because my family stole the house. And I'm not the only one. They're doing it all the time. They're just the kids. I can remember finding things out and I asked for a police investigation. She let her her dad die in the house. I need an investigation. They refuse. So, you know what that feels like? So I go out and I'm meditating. Do I like gay people? There's a gay parade. It's different. It's so different. I hear people say you aren't shifting much. You feel stuck. So I sent love to these gay people. And I started celebrating with them. I'm not gay. But I said God gives free will. And God gives free will for us all. So this guy's got to sign up hating gay people. So the gay couple walks by. F you, you friggin' gay bastard. F you, I don't hate. You just sound like Jordan Peterson, another man that triggers me. They say they don't hate, but you can see it. Well, you go away, he says. You're hating all the time. You sit on the corner of a sign. All this right-wing extremism. But left-wing can go extreme too. So my mind's just going over and over. So I sit down there talking to people. They won't let me talk. But my mirror neurons are probably affected that one. She's been pushing me around. I was in shelters here. They were dreadful the way I was treated. They're narcissists. They shouldn't control them. So I said, bitch, I don't like your vulgar mouth. I said, you're going to hear more vulgar. And I just flipped. I got to leave. She's probably going to make complaints. I cannot take women right now. It's a story going over. Do I hate her? No. It's triggers. It's just triggers. So I get an honorable thing said to me by Kitty, U.S. Navy SEAL. Hey, boss, what crap did they have you on? Boy, we'd like to break out the armories on those shrinks. That was hard to deal with. A man making me so sick on drugs. Just putting drugs in, drugs and drugs in. Well, they were doing that in the horse business. I'm trying to get to Australia and not make those mistakes in the horse business. I've got trauma from it. Hours of rubbing legs, drugging him up, coming back and doing the same damn thing, trying to get him out. And I cured. And I get hearing people saying, don't ride horses. Listen, there's two ways of doing things. So here's my problem. Everybody thinks they're self-righteous, like I'm on both sides of the camp. I worked with my wife. I loved her. I do not hate my ex-wife. Because I know hate is the problem. But triggering me is not fair. And I've been working on myself. I said, calm down, Greg. You're screaming. You're yelling. I'm flipping out. I'm having a breakdown. But in the park, because the traffic's so big, it's triggered me. They wouldn't put traffic. It's just too much traffic here. And I'm screaming, no justice. There's no democracy. Apparently, there isn't a democracy in Ontario. They can steal your house. They're flipping houses. And so I went and prayed, and I prayed and prayed, and I come back and talk to her, and she starts calling me a dirty bastard. I've had women say that. I'm on their side, but I can't take that. And I'm tired. So I pulled out the thing here. I'm trying to get to Australia to get away from the far right. These extremes. And I'm for women's rights, and I don't like Jordan Peterson. And they do. And I'm looking at women's equality, young women. And I care about people. I don't think it's right to house flip and have a landlord class. That's not freedom. And I pray for people, and they say, thank you. Those were young people, and we're a couple. We can't have a house. It's all to the end. But instead of being kind to me, but I look at this video and it sounds so apathetic. So I'm really turned off of that form of psychology. Telling you the way it is. The way it is. Apparently it seems that way. Jesus taught, and I'm going to talk on a spiritual level. Dust off thy sandals and move on. This is killing me. I can't sleep. It's not that way. Ascension is changing this. But how? So listen to a lot of books, and they sort of come to the middle path of things. I'm talking to an energy healer that isn't got my values. I do alchemy. That's crazy, isn't it? Oh, that's evil. It's wrong. And you go and drink. He's temperance. I'm not. I'm a horse racing guy. I like a few drinks. And I can do Reiki in a bar or do an oracle card reading to a horseman. And I've done it. Oh, that's wrong. So here we go again. He says, you shut up and listen to me. You sound like a drunk. I'm not a drunk kid. You know it all. You're a spiritualist. And I met a guy out in Salt Spring. He was supposed to be a spiritualist. I'm not going to say I'm not ego. I'm trying to defend my ego. I don't want to die. But I don't go around saying they're ego. They're ego. And now I'm judging up, and I don't want to do that. So I saw those gay people in the gay parade. And you think, oh, Brokeback Mountain. No. Let's shift that pattern. They're free. That's their right. It's not up to me to judge. So this couple, they're guys, F you darn fascist bastard. They held each other's hand and walked away. That's their right. He is he's just a. And then compassion came in. He sits on the same corner. F Trudeau. Pro-life. And this one was, I'm not a hater. You are a hater. And he said, get out of here. I'm talking to this guy. You're so hateful. That's a girl there. See, you messed up. You're living in this flame of fire. And I'm working on myself, but I can't live here. If I'm sitting there and I said bitch and she flips, there's something wrong. It's that girl there. She was beaten, raped. And I just got standing up to things. And I just say no, I wouldn't curse. And I need to notice when you say no to somebody, it's a narcissist. Say no. That's what I learned from horses. You can't let them hurt you. You can't let people hurt horses. You don't forget the thing out and call them stupid. They're the people that give the sport bad name. And then I meet kind horse people. They're light on the hands. Just ripping it out. And I take her and her horse in. Untack it. Tack it up. Give me a leg up. Yeah. Why? And she didn't say anything. Her girlfriend comes down. Did you curse at her? No. What'd you say? No. She flipped out. She's crying. Because she's a grasper. She wants control and she thinks animals are Okay, here's the middle path of forces. You're right, they're not. We don't own them. We don't own you. Nothing's owned. But we can love and work together. We just find a better way. So where did I learn it? The place you wouldn't believe. Thoroughbred jockey taught me every kind step. Because a great horse isn't beaten to submission. A great horse is finding this better way to go. They do need leadership. See, all we're doing in horsemanship is natural horsemanship. They do live by order and structure. There is rules in a herd. In the feral herd, the mare is the leader. And we do put them out there. It's a discipline. But it's non-predatory. See, you've got all confused. The predatory behavioralism of humans is so destructive. It's predatory. So I was listening to this, that's the accepting life. I don't accept that. I pray for change. I don't accept people going around hurting each other. I pray for law and order. I pray for humility. I don't accept that. But where I can't make it, amongst the masses that are doing that, I have to leave. And I'm looking through here and there's nothing saying leave the area, leave the country. But I remember what my mother did. She left Australia. Why? She was in Port Darwin when they were torturing nurses. The Japanese not forgiven. The Germans did a lot of things. But we're doing them now. Unfortunately, it seems like Nazis are here. Taking away property. Flipping houses and justifying it. How far does it go when we take our laws out? And I could hate that guy on there, that McGregor. Anybody that's right wing, I just got a real problem with. Mike Harris was terrible. Went up against First Nations. And he caused Walkerton. And you say he did. Who's the causation factor of Walkerton, the disaster there? The deregulation. Just getting in power is not a good system. That's not democracy. That's not democracy for everybody. That is libertarian conservatism. If I could tell you anything about conservatism, it should be fiscal or frugal conservatism, where you're saving money instead of keeping this destroyed economy going. Problem with me is I studied and I read everything on economics because we're not taught anything about money. Look how skinny I am. When I was 60, I was 366 pounds because of pharmaceutical drugs. So where do I love psychiatry? Just shoving pills on me. I was looking at the amount of costs that was spent on the Canadian government. $3,500 a month in drugs paid by the Canadian government. They kill me. Slowly kill me. And I suffered horrible depression. I don't suffer depression, I'm just suffering PTSD. Thinking about it. It stays there. How do I remove it? Get to a space of peace and get some justice. But I don't know if you can get justice in Canada. But I think I was looking at asylum to Australia by descent. They look at my mother's record and what she went through. What she go through, DDT, they had no business running that. From 2000, now you're going on to nitrates. It's all traumatizing me. I got into organic agriculture and all I hear is green scam, green scam. I don't know what the hell's happened to our world. Nitrates cause bad soil, bad nutrition, and bad groundwater. So you attack the hand that feeds you. You know, I don't hate anybody. But it feels like Buffalo Ridge. You know what Buffalo Ridge is? The native people used to run buffaloes off and they just wipe out. And there's no way to kill them. That's what you're doing. If you believe in house flipping, allowing that, Prime Minister Trudeau is stopping that. You hate him. What's happened is a massive collective on social media never recover from the fear took over it. And we're over it, but we're acting like we're crazy. And I'm absorbing it. And I'm looking at no justice. So, he was wondering why I was upset while I was ungrounded. My head's so messed up, I can't get my head together. I got compound PTSD. It repeats this story over and over. And it's like my childhood, everything's right back. This is like a loop tape, a nightmare. Coming back here, I thought I could get justice. I'm going to have to leave. They've refused every form of legal civil justice. I've been here 2 years and I hate it here. It's noisy. There's no bath. That's one of my therapies. Soaking in essential oils. No bath, I'm gone. And it's expensive here. The food prices are going up and I can't see anything. So I'm yelling in the park and yelling at people. And then I say, oh, Greg, you gotta get locked up. And then I go, it's all this apathy. Not kind to that man in the wheelchair. I look for the good in the world and I write it down. But when it's always something like that that's bothering me. And I saw that. Everybody's gonna be mean. No, I don't accept that. I accept to walk away if that's good it's gonna be. But I don't accept it. I accept praying that there's a change in people's hearts. I've done it. I've had people being really mean to me. I send Reiki and prayers. And all of a sudden they come back. What do I hear? Oh, I'm so sorry, Greg. Hey, there's no sorry. Right now, everything's clear. You just said it. You cleared the path and healed things, my brother. I love you, my friend. A bitter man, and the spirit came in. But I don't accept that. I don't accept that. But when I do distance healing, and I'm gonna move to Australia and pray and send chi balls to Canada and hope it changes. Now, how is it gonna change? I don't know. But what are the problems? Fear, hatred, racism, that was terrible. But they're always getting around that. It's just like a snake. The snake saying, I don't hate him. Oh boy. You're saying it's wrong. See, what you've come to the point is no equanimity, and look at how angry you are. You tell me to get lost. That's all right. That's all right. I just can't help you. You congregate in one area and you hate. You look like somebody I don't like. I quit religion because of extremisms. It was over a woman's rights, a young woman. And then I turned atheist. I was reading Richard Dawkins. I've been reading a lot of things that are so extreme. So I go to extremes of seeing people going through hell. That can't be a God. And I find God in nature a different form of what I was taught. And then I started rereading the Bible in my own heart. And I realized I'm wrong. The repentance of all these ideas. But then I started looking at other religions and accept them. You know what I mean? Duality is my problem. It's everybody's problem. The world's got so much dualistics. I can't accept apathy. I can't accept apathy. And just saying the world's bad and just put up with it. No. I don't know. Isolate yourself from that and pray for it. But I can't accept apathy. So I don't agree with every psychological thing. There's good psychology of getting you out of those zones and getting you away from that untruth. So you can see clearly. I'm sitting up here and I'm so upset. I started yelling at her. And it just triggered. It just, whoa. I can't handle it. I can't hold it together anymore. I told him I have to leave, but he wasn't doing anything. He might find me gone. I might get a bus up to Ottawa. I'm going to try to get a therapy unit to talk. I just want talk therapy. I can smoke weed, but I don't want it. I just want to get away from it all. I want to get to, I know what I need, a safe place. So here's what I'm questioning. I don't see this as one article. You have to leave the area. My mother did. The only thing that killed her was the DDT. But actually, she wasn't that bad. But it's terrible, you know. She couldn't go back to Port Darwin. It was flattened. So that goes with me. All that trauma is in me. How can that be? Do we know everything? No. Or DNA, maybe? I don't know. Energy. Still there. It's a story. It go around and around. My father's World War One. Then I meet Canadian Armed Forces. They're in here. They're out of theater. But they're in here. You know what that's like? You know what that's like? So here's my problem. Why aren't we caring about people that serve our country? Why aren't we caring and not calling police pigs? Why aren't we saying, sir, thank you? Or just being gentle with people. No man or woman likes to be put down when they're doing something that they really believe they're helping. Do you cry for somebody? I do. Do you feel good when you see somebody happy? I try to. That's part of the healing. But when somebody's picking up my neurons, saying I'm a vulgar man, I don't like that. And I can't accept it. I have to walk away. Because I can't keep on blaming myself. And anybody that judges you, you can't keep on beating yourself up. You've gone through a lot of things, guys. That's what I say. I've gone through social injustice. House stolen, property stolen. They're doing it all the time. It's got to the point I'd have to sue a lawyer. I don't think I can do it. You can't fight anymore. I think I'll go buy asylum to the Australian Embassy in Ottawa and seek asylum to Australia. I just saw the papers. If you've got so much, you need to see a therapist that knows PTSD and somebody's compassion. That's the thing. I'm starting to put things to things, and I'm starting to find there is a sort of a compassion in some therapists. That psychiatrist, I think he had a tinge of it, but he was drinking to deal with it. Because I saw on his face, he said my dog was split in two by a car and it didn't slow down. He was absorbing it. So he goes, I can get strong. Do I hate him? No. He can't take it. And I've had women, I said to my horses, don't tell me that. So here's Canadian Armed Forces vet. And I'm going down with him. It's time for him to talk. Silence, Greg. Absorb it, feel it, and be with your brother. He's wearing first string. He's up on a ridge, he's a sniper. Pop! He's wearing his spotter's body parts. Whoa, this is heavy. Next one. Palestinian tanks. They blow them up. You know what that's like? They blow them up, throw a shell through, cuts up everybody inside. Then they gotta clean it out. And he's in a wheelchair. I'm hearing this. I go, whoa. But I'm not judging. I'm trying to be that. He served his country. I'm serving it. So I've never had the courage to do that, but I gotta be the courage to go there and heal that. So I hear this word, and I think it's overused. Apathy burnout. They say they try to be emotionally intelligent, but they say they burn out. So what's the answer? It's a lot of work because we're not used to empathy burnout. We're not used to being empathy. We just gotta work on it. If we're going to be therapists or helping each other or friends, we have to work on a kinder method. And I gotta quit cursing, but I won't quit cursing if people attack me. Picking up my neurons of the stress I'm going through. If I say bitch, that's just a word, that lady. But I started swearing and I gotta get out of here. She's very controlling and I don't like her. Pushing me around. I'm just, maybe it's my ex-wife. You know, my ex-wife I loved, but she was just on the phone running me down all the time. Men have problems. I'm not the only man. And I've been with my brothers that have. I don't hate women. I don't hate women. I don't hate anybody. That's the first step. You can't hate the people that are doing these things. But you have to get away from them. He says, you're getting awful mad. You call me dirty names. Yeah, I'm sorry, man. But I can't let you leave me alone. No food. I didn't have a belt to go out. People just attacking me if my pants fall down a bit. So he came in and gave me a belt. But that made it a bit better. But I hear that noise out there. I got a lot of trauma of empathy. Driving at night, seeing a taxi, pulling over. There's a guy in the car. There's dead family on the road. A police officer's killed. It's really feeling things deeply. People shouldn't die. Kim Mitchell just had his 70th birthday. I know. Yeah. Well, not good for his living. Nobody does. But it's not as simple as that, is it? I try to do my best. I see a guy in a bar and he's going to go home. Tell the waitress, oh, hell, she gets some frozen in a cabin. You spend the money, he's going to buy him a drink. Oh, you're getting in that cabin. And she can lose her license and be fined and he can kill somebody. I can't let that happen, but I don't hate him when he's drunk. I don't hate people. And what I like is when you go to jail, you say, get out, and you say, I'm not going to do that. I'm going to keep my nose straight because I don't want to go to jail. And I did wrong. I did wrong. But when I go into a place and he gets out 2.5 years later and I said, what'd you do? Need the money. It triggers me. Every time somebody says it's about the money, it's always about the money. That triggers me. Oh. And then he goes out and murders somebody. And the guy downstairs, he says, you're always repeating this. Yeah, because this is what's going on here. It's a repeat story. And it feels so true. Yeah, it feels like it's going nowhere. Repeating here and yelling at people. This is not good for me. This isn't me. This is this town where it all happened. Do I hate the town? No, it didn't happen to everybody, did it? See, it didn't happen to everybody. It happened to me. I'm in theater. And I shouldn't have come back, and I didn't. I've had this before. Go to other cities, other areas, get you some help. I'll get a lawsuit. That's bad. This place? No. The Southern Georgian Bay is bad now. It's toxic. There's no lawyers. There's nothing. See, we got greed here. My cousin was saying things to me. Greed's good. She was conservative. No, it's not good. So she said, they confuse it with religion. Greed's good. Capitalism is religion. I don't think so. Jesus wasn't a capitalist. And capitalism is just letting the big boy go. You get fatter. And that's what this is. But then they call you a communist. I'm not a communist. I can't take it anymore. I gotta, when I get the money in tomorrow, I'm getting a bus out of here. I might go homeless. I don't care. I'll find some help. But we won't go through this. I gotta get away from the far right. See, it's panic. I've been in the Green Party and they hated me here because I'm an environmentalist. What am I doing? Well, I've stopped them doing that. Tree huggers. Sheriff's deputies walked in, put them on the ground, sprayed mace in their eyes. It's getting to the point. Racism, hate. I'm asking, what are we doing now? What's happening to this planet? Well, it's ascension, but I got to get away from the pain and isolate. It's like the virus, because it's a virus, a sick virus. Just want to put a shirt on. The very sick virus we got. It's a collective virus. It's worse than the COVID. Hate is worse than COVID. I tell you, I used it a bit to find peace. Not hating the gays, or not lesbians, not trans. They're having fun. So I was praying for him. Have fun, people. But when he comes up, you gay bashing bastards, these gay couple come up. F you. But that's just not gonna get anywhere. People I still don't know what to do. Yeah. But they're a couple. And they're having a good time. Two guys. Young guys. They're gay. Everybody has a right to be. God never focused us into rights and all. That's the devil. And I can't talk to him. He won't listen. He's trapped. He's trapped in this. Okay, here's the first thing I'm telling you about. Life isn't permanent. Not everybody's going to have the same values as you. That's what was so missing in that video. Realizing that everybody's different is good. Like forgive. There's something missing there. It seems respect. What did Jesus teach? Love. More love. When you can't heal the situation, you just gotta walk away. Say you're sorry. You can't keep on saying you're sorry. You have compound PTSD. Just walk away. Don't say anything. And pray for love. Xander. I've done that. God does answer prayers. I've seen people heal. But I can't do it and live around the trauma. So I think it's an important lesson. It's, my life's changed to being a PTSD counselor and healer and teacher to cut these cords of pain. I can't step. I have a problem with status quo. I can't let that go. I'm going to try my best to change the world a little bit. Shift it. The boulder's too heavy. Just give up on it and pray that God can help it. Because you only can do so much. Well, the boulder's pretty heavy here. It's weighing me down. Can't hold it. It's hurting me. Here, I'm listening to people say, no. It's not working. I gotta show them this. These findings on PTSD compound. It's getting worse. I think the first thing was isolation. I said, maybe I'll get used to that hip hop, but I don't think I can. So work on the gay people. I can get by on them. We can send love. That's music, and I hate it. It's not a material thing, but I can love people. But I have a problem here. I can't be nice. I say I'm sorry all the time. I can't do it. I can't say I'm sorry. I won't tell that woman I'm sorry. I'm just walking away. Because then I can't live with myself. Because I've been weak like that. And I was listening to him, stay here. No, I don't need that. I knew she didn't like me. I've noticed that with women. My friend was sort of an energy healer, very empathic. And he was a shifter, spiritually. When I first met him, don't like that energy. Don't like that energy. Because that's the shifter. That's the transition. And we're stuck, stuck, stuck. And I did that in Calgary. I don't like you, she says. The other man does. He's from India. She was going through a lot of shifts in her mind. She'd just gone into trauma. She was working at the University of Calgary and a guy killed himself. She was his uh, go-to person to help him through postgraduate. And she flipped out. I don't like you. I don't like that energy. I had another woman say that. What it is they don't know what it is. Another young man comes, father. Because I was being kind to him. He was flipping out. He was from India. See, trauma is no housing, which is a human right, but they're flipping houses all over the place. I've never seen Canada so screwed up since Stephen Harper did this. And flipping houses is not right, and landlord class is not right. They're parasites, and a lot of the systems now are parasitical. There's some bad marketing junk going on right now. It's good products, and there's a lot of garbage. And there's scams. Technology is just got rid of a can of worms now. I can't deal with it. I like listening to music. But hey, it reminds me of this mechanical stuff, like hip hop, and I get called a racist. I, you know, I can't be on social media. I just can't stand hip hop. It just sort of, I've been hearing a lot of music. I can't take it. And I try to get by. I can't. I refuse it. I just can't tolerate it. I cannot tolerate it. I've heard a lot of transitions in music. I can't stand it. And there's another thing. We're in an archetypical shift, and there's a lot of anger and a rebellion, but I don't think it's the time for it. I saw a woman downtown, young woman. She must be one of these shifters, thinking she's going to change the feminine movement. She's got her hair shaved off. She's got a beard painted on her. You can't get that. So I read about that, the fourth wave. I can't live here and write it. I'll write it in Australia. The fourth wave is the divas, the beautiful, the women that care about them, their appearances, their own inner essence, and bring the beauty in their form out. Young diva, the goddesses. That's the fourth wave. Enough self-worth. Not to become conformed to being a masculine entity. You have to be 100% feminine. So, I want the world to heal. Misogyny does not heal nothing. And if I talk about Jordan Peterson, I'm going to tell you what I feel. I feel he's messed up. He's got an accolade, professor. Well, when I was going to college, accolades were getting an education. But they weren't about getting a career. The 80s, when he just started going to school, was different. There's a lot of bad stuff in universities now. that got PhDs. I see an Australian professor of leadership. I don't think she's got it. She hasn't had the leadership. So I read a woman that doesn't have that PhD. It's got the leadership, just like Steve Jobs made the Apple computer. The power of the herd. It's so perfect. It's so poignantly perfect that it'll change the world. See, we get this. This is my outlook. We got this predatory behavior. Now, is there something wrong with money? Yeah, it's a tribal energy, but we don't work with the tribe. The me generation's still here. It has to die. That part of us has to die. It's got to be about everyone. So these psychology things on here aren't discerned with the heart, not accepting rubbish in others, not the heart. But to fight it is futile. It's a futile battle with the devil. It's up to God. Just this little bit. I'm getting old. Somebody said to me, "Oh, you look really old." I am really old. More of this. I gotta feel safe. I can't heal here. So nobody was helping me. What if I learned abandonment, imprisoned in this non-communal thing? I yell and think I'm crazy. I am crazy. I got an illness called PTSD, compound post-traumatic stress, from an unjust Ontario. Very unjust. Yeah, they've just been deleting everything. Some people are alright, you'll find. I've been all over Canada. I don't think it's anything to do with conservatives. I think it's to do with Ontario. I think it's got a problem, a disease. And I think what it is we've shifted. We've shifted from material uh, manufacturing, which we were always, to something, tourism or something. It just doesn't seem to be much here anymore. We're maintaining a fake presence of economy, lack of talk. People walk away from me. It must be me, because I've been mad. So my question is, can I tolerate it? That's what my buddy up in Oregon said. He's been at thoroughbred. Can you keep on tolerating that? How much can you tolerate? Can't tolerate anymore. So Ellie said, Australia. She's a psychic. She's a good psychic. She's a horse psychic like me. Australia, great. Why did I shift? Jan, Blue Mountains of Australia. Learn Reiki, help horses. I kept on learning more and more and more because I kept on getting these cards, studying and educating to help horses. I hear these things. He says it's body abuse, mate. I said, what are they doing? They're using Botox. Oh, Lord. That's like it is abuse. It just ruins a horse. There's many forms of healing. I'm not a man that believes I you go back. I wouldn't denounce a veterinarian if I can't outstart it. Many modalities for each individual species. And to give it over to somebody if I can't help it is better. Instead of being arrogant, saying I'm a healer. I need some help, some different situations. Doctor too. So I have to find humility. But I'm trying to heal myself and I can't do it here. I'm going to explain it, and I read it tonight. You can't heal in the trauma zone. Because it's playing over and triggering you over and over and over. It hasn't changed. It's worse. More traffic and haters and drugs. That's all over Canada. But you can't. I don't feel safe. I don't feel safe. The police budgets are cut. Do I carry a gun? No. I'm going to walk away. I wouldn't use a gun on anybody. I want peace. There's only one peace. Walking away with plain blessings on